Okay, we're up here at Coalburg, and these are some of the earliest coal mining operations in the Birmingham District going back to the 1870s. And it's hard to really tell right now, but these were the site of coal drift mines here. Coke ovens would be directly to the south, or so. Up through this hollow right here, there are plenty of coal drift mines here. Coalburg Coal Coke Company, and then Sloss Sheffield Steel and Iron Company operated these. So it's better to come out here in the closing winter months versus the summertime, because you wouldn't be able to see anything. So okay, still up here at Coalburg, and coming in here to what would have been a possibly another drift mine opening for the coal mines up here. And you can see this is a raised berm right here, and a little tramway would have gone out right there. And this could have led into one of the drift mines right here. In fact, it probably is. Yeah, this is probably one of the old drift mine openings going back to late 1870s, 1880s. It's a pretty big area up here, and you can see how steep the contours are right here. So it's not easy walking around. So, but this is this could have been one of the drift mine openings. In fact, yeah, it most likely is. So, all right. Okay, just kind of finish up about this little drift mine right here up at Coalburg. This is it right here, and of course, no one's ever going to be able to get in there, but there is actually cold air coming out of this little opening right here, and pretty interesting. So this is a coal drift mine. So these things went all the way underneath the ridge line here of, you know, what they call today Lassiter Mountain. So out on the other end. So all right, there we go. All right, this is up in another section of the old Coalburg coal mines here that go back to basically the late 1870s, early 1880s. And in this particular deep ravine right here, they had a series of drift mines. And this service road, or old service road right here with the fallen tree, this was actually a spur line that went all the way up to what was then the Georgia Pacific Railroad, and then later it became the Southern Railway line that stretched along 5 Mile Creek going back to Birmingham. So what you got right there through the trees is one of the old sealed drift mines, and there's a few more down here, at least 2 that I know of. So I just figured I'd get a little more video and some photos of this, but this was not here the last time, so somebody will have to do some work in clearing that out. I didn't bring a chainsaw with me today, so all right, go over here and check this out. Okay, this would have been one of the drift mine portals, coal drift mine portals to Coalburg, and it's hard to say. There's no maps or anything of how far these little drift mines ran up under the ridge line here, but There's a seal down there. These were actually sealed up in the 1930s, mid to late 1930s, under the Roosevelt administration, under the Works Progress administration. It was a whole project during the Depression, one of many agencies the administration created to get Americans back to work during the Depression. And one of the projects they had was to come up here to a lot of the coal mines, abandoned coal mines here in Jefferson and Walker, and it could be many counties. But it was to seal up these old drift mines to prevent the water runoff running into creeks and little tributaries that would run into 5 Mile Creek and contaminate the water. So this was their purpose to doing this. Any of the sealed drift mines that we've seen have a WPA stamp on it like this one does. So I'll try to get some pictures of it. But anyway, they had, it's hard to say how many drift mines they had here working this coal seam here at Coalburg, but this is just one of the old sealed drift mines, and it's pretty interesting. So, all right. Okay, this is coming up here on another one of the sealed drift mines, and see all the water still comes out of the old coal drift mine there, and right there is one of the WPA work project signs, if you want to say, or inscriptions on this mine. The project number, work number, done by the WPA, and they had different opening numbers for all these coal mines they were closing or sealing up. But right there would have been the drift mine, and of course this will be a little upside down right there. But that's the plaque, if you want to say. So, but this right here would have been one of the sealed drift mines right here. I don't know why they put the plaque down there, and way up there is a huge subsidence going into the drift mines. It's all sealed up. You can't get in there. But this was the primary wall that they used to seal up the coal drift mine opening up here at Coalburg back in the 1930s. So. And there's at least two you can see. Not really sure what all is down here, because the spur line, the tramway line, would have gone off in a southeasterly direction there. So, but anyway, just a really nice piece of history to come up here and see this. And we'll just go ahead and, conclude all this, and makes for a good rounding out of visiting the Coalburg sites. So, all right. Okay, this is one that has not been seen before, at least that I know of. This right here was the cut created by the miners to go into one of the drift mines right up here at Coalburg. Not really sure. Looks like there's been a lot of erosion and stuff. This could have been sealed. I'm sure it was by the WPA back in the 30s. But this right here was the tramway bed cut for where they took the coal mine carts out by mule, and went right down there. That raised platform right there is still originally, as it was probably back in the early 1880s, and they just dumped the coal into some waiting rail cars. So that raised bed is original. So they had a little loading dock right there. So, but anyway, this was just stumbled across this a little further to the southeast, and thought I'd videotape it. So, okay, well that'll conclude everything up here. All right.